Anime God here, back with another video. And I know it's been a little while, but there's been a lot of thunderstorms around my house and stuff, and it's been really hard to record a video. It's actually finally come back, and it's kind of clear today, so I'm actually gonna record a video without any background noise, because lately there's been a lot of thunderstorms around my house, so I haven't really had the chance to record. I probably should have put a post about this on Instagram, but yeah, basically I'm back with another video today, and we're doing What If Naruto is in the Uchiha and Kaguya clans part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And for the like over this video, the last video had like 51 likes right now. And so I'm not gonna jump really high, because that'd be kind of unfair to you guys, because that was the first part, and it was probably gonna get a lot of clout for that video. So basically, for the new like goal for this new video is gonna be 15 likes for the next video really soon afterwards. Alright guys, so yeah, we're gonna get right into the video, so let's get started. Alright guys, so we left off with basically just Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura kind of just like helping to defeat Zabuza. And then when they actually were about to kill him, or when Kakashi was about to kill him, Haku kind of just got in and dipped and got Zabuza and himself out of there. So yeah, they think right now that Haku's dead, but basically we left off with Kakashi falling apart due to Sharingan exhaustion. So Tazne would end up taking all of Team 7 back to his own home. The next day, Kakashi would end up teaching and starting to train all of them to get ready to fight Haku. Now, since, like I said before in this video, in the last part, Kakashi is actually kind of taking their training seriously, so I'm going to go ahead and say that they learn tree walking and water walking basically off the bat, considering they all have, Naruto and Sasuke have Sharingan, and Sakura basically has great chakra control. So they all have tree walking and water walking down. So at this point, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are going to undergo elemental training. First, they're going to find out all of their natural affinities, and Naruto, since he's an Uchiha, is going to be wind and fire. Sasuke is always going to be fire and lightning, and Sakura is actually going to have 2 affinities as well, with earth and water. So Sasuke is actually, and Naruto are actually working together for a lot of this, because they both have the same fire affinity. So Kakashi's gonna be teaching them fire jutsu. The real Kakashi is, well, he's gonna have a few shadow clones guarding Tazne, and he's gonna have a shadow clone showing Sakura just some like exercises for that. Since Naruto and Sasuke already have like all like the fire masters, like they're masters of fire release already. Like they can already burn the leaves and like burn rocks and stuff like that. So they got that ability done. So Kakashi's gonna start teaching them like high level fire jutsus, like the Phoenix Flower Jutsu and the Fire Flame Dragon Jutsu. So yeah, and since Naruto and Sasuke both have the Sharingan, they're gonna be able to run through jutsus very, very fast. Especially Naruto, since he has the ultimate shadow clones, and will be able to do that. Naruto, while also doing this, is going to have clones watching Kakashi, while he himself actually learns how to like do more like things with his bone release. Since he doesn't really know much about his bone release other than the fact that he has it and he can shoot, and he has like this ability called bone machine gun, which basically he shoots bone missiles out of his fingertips. So yeah, he's gonna try to learn how to do that more, and he's actually gonna figure out that he can like use like his arm joints and stuff like that to create a bone sword, which he will maybe start utilizing in the future. But for right now, he's kind of just like, all right, I can do this. Maybe I'll learn Kenjutsu when I get back to the leaf. Naruto also learns how to utilize the bone armor, which is basically where spikes come out of him and like his entire body, creating like a bone outer armor, exoskeleton type deal. So yeah, Naruto knows how to do that, and it's going to be very helpful in the future when he's fighting Haku. And Sasuke is learning all these jutsu like normal, and so yeah, they both learn 3 fire jutsu, the Phoenix Flower Jutsu, the Dragon Flame Bombs, and the Dragon Fire Jutsu, which is basically shooting a big dragon. It's basically the fire style version of Water Dragon Jutsu. And since they both have the Sharingan, they were able to learn this. And Sakura, she can't really learn that big of like jutsu, because like she'd have like too much like she doesn't have enough chakra to do that. So she's going to learn one jutsu throughout this entire time, and that's going to be Earth Style Mud Wall, just because it could help them finish the bridge faster, and because, if Sakura's learning that jutsu, it could help her to protect Hazuno while Naruto and Sasuke are actually fighting, which was Kakashi's plan the whole time. So we're going to skip over that week, which I just told you guys the jutsu they're all going to learn, as well as getting a little bit faster, but not really much to be noticeable by. So yeah, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura and Kakashi are going to head to the bridge that day, because that's the day when they think Zabuza is going to resurface. And luckily, they all were kind of right, and Zabuza and Haku resurfaced there. So, at the very beginning of the showdown, Sasuke and Haku would be going because Sasuke kind of wanted to prove himself to Naruto and to prove that he was better than Naruto, while Kakashi was taking down Zabuza. Now, Sasuke would be completely bodying Haku, like literally no competition at the very beginning, until Haku would eventually get out the Demon Ice Mirrors and would then start bodying Sasuke as if he wasn't even there. Naruto, after seeing this for about 2 minutes of Sasuke just being bodied, would eventually just jump in and be like, "I'm here to save you, Sasuke," and then everyone would have that facepalm moment where they realize that Naruto is an idiot for jumping in. And by the way, guys, there's no encounter between Naruto and Haku in this case, so yeah, just keep that in mind for a little bit later. So Sasuke and Naruto would eventually just start fighting Haku, and Naruto can actually see Haku way better than Sasuke can, just due to the fact that he's got a 3 Tamale Sharingan and a 2 Tamale, whereas Sasuke only has a 2 Tamale and a 1 Tamale. So yeah, they're both fighting, and basically Sasuke just jumps right in front of Naruto and takes the brunt of all the attacks. And you guys probably best say, well, Naruto can see the Senbone and dodge him. Well, Sasuke isn't thinking about this right now. Naruto is his adopted brother, and he's been with him his entire life, basically, since the massacre. He's been the only one there for him. He's the only real bond that Sasuke has. So, if he sees his brother in danger, he's just gonna jump right in front of him without even thinking. Because that's just the type of guy Sasuke is for the people he has bonds with. So yeah, Sasuke jumps right in front of Naruto, taking the brunt of all the Senbone attacks. And this brings a primal anger inside of Naruto. A primal anger so dark, he's never felt anything like it before. He sprouts one tail of the Nine-Tailed Fox's chakra. His eyes turn between a slit with 3 Tamale around each eye, with a slit in the middle, to show that he's using the Kyuubi's chakra, but his Sharingan has also evolved fully into the 3 Tamale in each eye. He would then charge Haku, and taking them down, killing him in 1 punch to the face. Now you guys are probably thinking, how only in 1 punch? Well, you guys have to remember, Naruto has the full 9 tails right now. So this amount of Kyuubi chakra would be about 4 times the amount of chakra he used in the real arc. Not to mention, he's just naturally stronger and just stronger in general. He would completely wipe out Haku in 1 hit. He would then look at Zabuza and charge at him. Kakashi's just starting to power up his Raikiri, but Naruto just charges at Zabuza, completely demolishing him since Zabuza was already weakened from Kakashi's fight with him. He would continue to barrage Zabuza, hitting him down, breaking ribs, many ribs. 1 punch to the gut, 1 punch to the face, just completely destroying Zabuza, breaking every single bone in his body, blaming him for his brother's death, or so he thought was his death. He would eventually just end up killing Zabuza and Haku, and then Gotu's men would eventually survive. But at this point, Kakashi had calmed down Naruto to the point of Naruto being really exhausted, but still being able to muster up Sharingan, just not for much longer, and almost out of chakra due to the strain that the Kyuubi's chakra puts on him. Especially since this was a whole tail and not just like half of a tail of half the 9 tails. This was the full tail of the full 9 tails. So it was a lot more chakra. So yeah, Naruto would basically just kind of want to like let out some steam, and he would take down every single thug, not letting even one of them survive. He would then kill Gotu. After this, he would find out that Sasuke was alive, and then Naruto would turn into basically just like dead weight. He'd be surrounded in so much guilt. He just killed over 200 people. Even though they might have deserved it, Naruto is feeling so much guilt right now. He's never felt anything like it. He thinks to himself, am I like Itachi now? Is this how Itachi felt when he killed the entire clan? I never want to kill again. Why? Why? Naruto would just be shaking on the ground, staring at his hands covered in blood. Covered in Haku's blood. Covered in Zabuza's blood. Eventually, Naruto would get out of this trance by Sasuke giving him a hug and telling him that he was all right, that he doesn't have to worry anymore. His brother's here. Naruto would eventually hug him back, and tears of joy would start streaming down his face. His brother was alive again. He still had family. He still had comrades. Eventually, after the village was finished being built, Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura would, to begrudgingly Inari's sadness, eventually ended up heading back to the Leaf Village. And once there, Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura would learn about the Chunin exams, and they had 2 weeks to prepare. Naruto and Sasuke would go looking for Kenjutsu specialists to teach them in Kenjutsu, while Sakura would go to Kakashi asking for real training, realizing during the wave mission on how far behind she actually was. Literally, she is so far behind them that she realized she couldn't even see Naruto move. So she asked for really good training, so Kakashi actually gives her some. And yeah. So we'll go over this training for Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto would end up learning how to make a bone sword. Like I said, in the Waves arc, he actually learned how to make a bone sword. And Kakashi would actually point them to the way of Yugeo, which is the third Proctor's wife, which was an Anbo specialist specializing in Kenjutsu. So she would teach them how to use a sword. And Sasuke would end up using a katana that he keeps at the lower part of his back, similar to how he had it in Shippuden. And Naruto would be able to just make his sword any time by taking it out of his own body. And so Naruto and Sasuke are both seen as prodigies with their Sharingan. Naruto with 3 Tomoe in each eye, while Sasuke has evolved it to 2 Tomoe in each eye. So yeah, Naruto would actually learn Kenjutsu with his bone sword, and since it's pretty heavy considering it's made of bone, you know, he would get some pretty decent upper body workouts from it, and eventually he would even learn how to channel wind chakra or fire chakra through it, simply because bone is like way more like chakra, like, you know, you can put chakra through it way easier, considering that's how you like channel chakra, is like through your bones and your chakra network. So he can just like extend his chakra to his own DNA, and it's like just sending it through a different part of his body. So yeah, Naruto is, with his swords, is like way more clear, and it's like way easier to channel chakra through it. Sasuke would get a really expensive katana that he used all of his money so far, that with all the missions and all the missions in general, to pay for, which is also a really good sword and can channel chakra as well. Yu-Gi-Oh would teach them a really good sword style, and they would eventually become pretty good at the art, being not exactly masters, but pretty geniuses considering they started 2 weeks ago. They wouldn't really get any big amps. They would get like maybe a little bit faster and a little bit stronger, but they basically learn more about strategy in this case. Now for Sakura's training, she would be training with Kakashi and would be learning some, you know, low-level earth jutsus and water jutsus, and maybe some medium-level earth jutsus like for defending. And so Sakura would learn Earth-style Earth Bullet, Earth-style Mud Golems, and she would also learn Swamp of the Hidden Forest, which is basically a lower version of Swamp of the Underworld, which Jiraiya uses, but it's basically like to a much smaller extent. Let's say that the Swamp of the Underworld is like a whole, like half a football stadium. Sakura's would be like a little kid's classroom for like preschoolers. Basically, it's only like an 8x8 foot swamp. It's basically meant for like more of like an ambush, for like someone to walk in accidentally, than really an attack that just traps their opponent in the middle of a battle. Sakura would also learn some water jutsu, like learning how to like gather water from straight air so that they wouldn't have to like make themselves known at a river or something like that. She'd also learn water style water bullet and water style water clone and hidden mist jutsu, along with Naruto and Sasuke both learning that jutsu just because it's a really good jutsu to learn, and since they have the Sharingan, they can both use it. Just as fast as Sakura could. So yeah. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, on the day of the exams, give their papers to the people, and then they would then head over to the academy for the written exam. Then they would actually meet Gaara, Kankuro, and Temari, except for it was just Temari and Kankuro, who are picking on little Konohamaru, which Naruto easily stops them. Like, literally, he comes and sees them, and he would literally just look at Kankuro and activate his Sharingan, 3 Tomoe Ishai, scaring Kankuro, because he knows the stories of the legendary dojutsu. And he sees a kid his own age with 3 Tomoe in each eye. He knows this kid someone like Gaara, someone he would not want to mess with. Naruto inverts all of his killing intent onto Kankuro, which immediately he drops Konohamaru, and then Gaara shows up, staring at Naruto intently, using his own killing intent to fight off Naruto's, which almost works, but Naruto's is still a little bit more powerful, just because he's like seen so much death in his life, and he's even killed a lot of people, which he could even almost rival Gaara's amount of people he's killed, which, by the way, he killed all of his people in one night, as to where Gaara's been killing people his entire life. So yeah, Naruto would then ask Gaara's name after giving his own, which is Naruto Uchiha, and Gaara would say his name was Tsubaki no Gaara. He looks forward to feeding his mother Naruto's blood. Sasuke would also stare at Gaara, which Gaara is kind of interested in Sasuke, but not so much considering Naruto's there, and Naruto is seen as a much bigger threat than Sasuke is. So yeah, they end up going to the exam, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, not just Sasuke this time, all notice the genjutsu, just because Naruto's actually practiced with that, and it knows a few low-level Sharingan genjutsu that are activated by eye contact, just due to Kakashi teaching Naruto and Sasuke. So yeah, they would learn some genjutsus. Yeah, they already have genjutsus to learn, and be able to like locate genjutsus. Then just walk past it, completely ignoring Lee and Neji and Tenten, and any other teams there, which kind of makes Neji kind of pissed off. And so yeah, Naruto and Neji would be about to stand off, and yeah, Guy would eventually just show up and kind of just kick the crap out of Neji, telling him that he should not be trying to fight a Konoha comrade right before the training exams about to enter, and he told him to save it for the exams. He would then bid Kakashi's team good luck, and that his team would be a top competitor, so they better watch out. Naruto and Sasuke would kind of be excited by this, and Sakura would kind of just be a little worried. But anyways, they would eventually just go to the exams and get ready for the first exam to show up. And with that being said, guys, this was one of Naruto's and the Uchiha and Kaguya clans part 2. This was a very, very long video, but I hope you guys liked it anyways. And the next video is definitely not going to be this long. This is like the longest video I've ever had on my channel, except for the sealed kunai. And so yeah, this actually might even surpass that video. I don't really know. But yeah, this has been a really, really long video. So I'm going to get up out of here. But first, I just wanted you guys to know, $10 gift card. Alright, guys. You know, I'm just done getting rid of all those like requirements. Just going to say this. If you've watched the entire video, you will know this. If you DM me, if you're the first one to DM me, I'll give you the $10 Play Store gift card. Alright, guys? If you're the first one to DM me, I'll give you the Play Store gift card. So just DM me right when you see this video. And if you watch to the very end, you'll know to DM me for the $10 gift card. And if you're the first one to DM me for it on either Instagram or Discord, then yeah, I'll just be like, alright, yeah, you guys can have it. And if we're not friends on Discord, you can join my server, which is going to be in the description. And then you'll be able to DM me, because I'm not really going to for anyone that doesn't really know me or watch my videos on Discord. And my Instagram is going to have like a name to my Instagram down below, so you can DM me there. And so those are the places you can DM me for the $10 gift card. So with that being said, guys,